right with you? Mind your own business, John.
Yeah, she's going with me. You take care of yourself, man.
What's your name? I heard she was in a burn rubber and making motors blow. So what the school asked her just how fast she liked to go. She said, how many cubic inches she got where it counts. I told her 125 and she took my motor mount. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod ain't enough for her. She didn't say a word. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. But I'm in my rod to force. She's a hot rod whore. Well, she's in all trust distance. Stroke crank shaft too. And a vulnerable and a positive traction returns her to go. That head now heck, give it a kind of head, buddy. Okay, we'll wait. Listen, but it's sitting on your hoop. It's in the bag. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. She don't need to know your son. Just your token power. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. They're shining my rod up force. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod. Well, she's the fastest thing boys have ever seen in her high school auto shop. Just give her two double bumpers and a big old John Ram and watch her roll on her little drop. Wow, he's taking you kinder down the drag strip. Don't get above on that tan, just show her your time set. Never run it up her quarter mile. She's so goddamn cute. If you don't watch her coming off the line, she'll make you pop your chute. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. If you're right, the first speed is guaranteed. I'm from the shower with a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Just minding my back up balls. She's a hot rod whore.
I'm singing along. I'm such an ass. So, everybody, welcome to Jeff's Garage Podcast. We have Benji in the house. How you doing, sir?
I am good and busy.
You and I talked about it today that you're a busy guy.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. We are,
Excellent.
of course, on the Nonsensical Network. And let me bring up a banner because I always forget. You can go check out all the shows on the network at bio.link/nonsensical network. Monday is Men Caring for Men, even though they didn't have a show yesterday, but that's neither here nor there. Of course, Tuesdays is Jeff's Garage. Wednesdays, of course, is What the Fuck News. That's tomorrow. Thursday is, of course, Talking Shit. They actually had they did one at a car show, and Brian needs to learn cars. And then Saturday, of course, is Glick's House Music. I think he's actually working on a super collab, if you will. He and I were talking about it earlier. And then, of course, Saturday is the flagship show, the Nonsensical Nonsense Open Door Challenge, where if you want, you can come up and say your piece. We just ask that you keep your dick in your pants because I can do it. You can't. I'm sorry. And then, of course, Monday, Steven is still working on his new thing. I think it's their crossing I's, dotting T's, and all that fun stuff. But tonight we are talking kind of this is like an odd passion of mine is kit cars. Before we get into it, of course, I got a new tool for you, buddy.
Okay.
And the house you were talking about today,
Yep.
I think they might have used this tool. And the reason why I say they might have used it is because that house was kind of fucked up. But I got a little clip for you here, buddy.
What if a chainsaw and a circular saw met, fell in love, got married, and decided to have a baby? It would probably look something like this. Congratulations, it's a Prezi 12-inch beam cutter, designed to bolt right onto your circular saw. They made it adjustable, so it'll fit most 7 1/4-inch saws. Once I slid it in place, I used the hardware they sent to fasten it down, just like I would a saw blade. I used my speed square as I tightened everything to keep the chain bar perpendicular to the foot plate. It only took about 5 minutes to get it installed. This is not an ad. I've seen these things and just wanted to try one out. Right away, I was impressed with how fast it cut, especially with a battery saw. But what really surprised me was how straight the cuts were. That was my biggest concern. Next, I tried a rip cut lengthwise on this oak beam. No problem at all. The chain spins the opposite way of a chainsaw, so the one thing I did notice is that sawdust gets in the way and it's hard to see the cut line. This thing was a lot of fun. It makes me want to do some post and beam work on the new house we're getting ready to build. It costs $165. Let me know in the comments if you would buy one.
So that's not terrible. $165. What's an actual beam saw cost? It's a lot more than that.
Yeah, I would assume it's a lot more than that.
And like you can use that, especially on cordless. If you got a couple branches, just knock them suckers down. You don't have to buy a whole chainsaw. I'm not mad at it.
No, that's a pretty neat attachment.
Yeah, I mean it's great for a hobbyist, and if you got a small business, this is something that like you're going to save some money. I mean, it might not be a long-term solution, but short-term, this is great. I love it. I got to
hobbyist. I think you had it right with hobbyist, right?
I agree.
Yep. And like space-wise in a garage, if you don't have a whole entire building dedicated to tools, something like that, you're not making money off of, right? Or if you are making money, it's smaller amounts of money. That's what kind of some of this stuff is designed for.
Well, and like if you want to do faux beams, I love the look of a faux beam. Mm-hmm. This is the way to go. I mean, if you have a chainsaw, you're great. Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
No.
I mean, this is something that, like, I might have to buy one. I don't know when I would use it, but it's like it's always nice to have that in the arsenal.
It's two tools in one. I mean,
yeah. I mean, you can literally use that. I saw another one that is the same attachment. It's a similar attachment, but it hooks onto a grinder. So I was trying to look for that one today. I kind of want both. I mean, you don't need both, but I don't see myself doing a whole lot of beam work in any near future. But it's like I said. I mean, you could even do chainsaw art with that sucker. Maybe not right away, but that's a different angle. But I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, no, not at all. That's pretty cool that someone came up with that and took the time and designed it, and it's not ridiculously crazy price.
Well, yeah, it's not cheap, but I mean, you get what you're paid for, and from what I could tell on the little bit of research I did, it'll attach to basically any circular saw.
That's pretty neat.
I wonder if you could hook it to your table saw. I don't know why you would want to, but maybe doing a full beam and cut into planks. I mean, you could probably do it with just the circular saw, I guess, but
it just wouldn't be as precision, I guess, on something smaller.
Yeah,
where that's a chain to where the other one's a blade. It's real thin, and you need to be super precise with your cuts. Because
like if you do a Dido blade, you get that nice thick. What is it? Is it Dido? Where they stack multiple blades so you can actually cut out a channel.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'm not sure what the name of that is, but I know what you're talking about. I
can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But let's get into our main subject. So I know you're a big Ferrari guy, but you run into the same problem as most hobbyists. Ferraris are maybe not for you, but they're just out of price range.
I would say they're out of 99% are out of my price range.
Exactly. But, they're with the kit cars that are out there today. And yeah, we've all seen the bad ones where it's like, dude, did you even open your eyes as you put that together? But there are some good ones. And you and I were talking earlier. If you're really good and you have the passion and the time, you can do what the guy did at I don't know how long this video is, but let me check first before I actually play it. There's a guy. It's only 4 minutes. So I got a quick 4-minute video here. Let me go ahead and go full screen with this. And well, maybe not just this second. And let me get past the ad. There's a guy. He's. I'm not mad at him at all because just like you and I, he could not afford to buy his dream car. Now his dream car is a lot of guys' dream car. I know it's not yours, but we all, maybe not you, had that poster of that red Lamborghini Countach. Well, this gentleman said, "I want one," so he built one. And a quick video so we can show it.
Some people can afford to buy their dream car. Others have to save up. Ken Imhoff built his own. Ken built his own Lamborghini Countach after falling in love with the car after watching the movie Cannonball Run. Ken spent the next 17 years building his dream car by hand in his basement. The project started in 1990, with Ken spending a year building a wooden frame of the Lamborghini, which let him shape the body panels too. He used an old-school English wheel to put the complex curves into the element.
I'm not mad at
Ken
that.
had to learn many of the techniques used in building a car, from
Hey, Jeff, you may need to mute, buddy.
rolling panels on an English wheel and preventing metal buckling and warping from the welding. He quickly learned to not weld too much at once and to use spot welds. Ken built the Countach from scratch out of aluminium and a steel tubular frame, but used some key Lamborghini parts to help with the foundation that he could build around, such as the nose bumper and the wheel flares. Ken even had the replica Lamborghini Countach wheels made from scratch. When it came time to spraying the car, Ken got away with priming it in a makeshift booth, one piece at a time, but the final painting was done in a professional downdraft booth, and not in his basement. He spent 25 hours in the booth on all 33 separate pieces. Each piece was carried out of the basement and brought back down very carefully. The final assembly was only after hours of colour sanding with 1500 and 2000 grit sandpaper, followed by buffing with all three compounds. The result was a deep shine, which is difficult for a pewter grey metallic paint job. The finished car is a copy of the 1982 Lamborghini Countach 5000S Euro spec, with real Lamborghini taillights, parking lights, windshield and badges. Under the hood is a Ford V8 engine that produces 514 horsepower. I will put up on the screen a list of all the parts used in the car for all you car enthusiasts. The car was placed on a makeshift metal frame, like a trailer without wheels, and pointed towards the cylinder block wall. They used a backhoe to dig away the earth covering the basement wall, then dug a dirt ramp leading up a slope to pull the car up on, then cut a big hole in the basement wall and knocked that section down, revealing the car. Then they attached chains to the metal frame the car was sitting on and pulled it up the ramp. This gave Ken the first chance in 17 years to view the car in sunlight and from a distance, and it looked even better than he thought it would. "It's perfect," he said. A few years later, Ken saw that the car was starting to show signs of corrosion here and there, and it started gnawing at him that he was not taking care of the car the way he should. "I'm doing it a disservice," he said. He stated in a video, "I don't value its ownership as much as I did creating it."
I'm sure a couple things come to mind when you hear a guy who spent 17 years building the car of his dreams offers it up for sale. And the truth be known, really probably belongs to somebody who could appreciate it more than I do.
He put the car up for sale on eBay with a starting bid of $75,000, stating he would sell it to the highest bidder on his YouTube video. The last bid showing on eBay was for $77,600 US, but the car did not sell because Ken put a reserve price on it and it was not met. I sent an email to Ken asking for some specific information, and he gave me a confirmation that he spent $65,000 US on the build. As for if the car ever sold or not, no car articles have listed a sell price, but a recent YouTube comment stated the following: "A man in Florida paid $89,000 US for the car," which is a really good result.
Well, there you go. I mean,
Very cool.
17 years, like you and I were talking earlier. That's passion, dude. That's
Yep.
And the dude does great work. Like even if I spent 17 years building my dream car from scratch, it would look like I built it in my garage. It would, one side would not match the other. This guy is precision. He is amazing.
Yep.
And even the guy that bought it, I think he got a good deal. Like a used Countach from 92, that's 200 grand without even trying. Because exactly. Depending on the miles, depending on the spec, all that. So it's one of those things. But I find this an ingenious way to enjoy your hobby, and I think he enjoyed building it more than he does actually owning it, and I like that. Except for I would drive it until the wheels fall off and then build it again. But that is not the only kit car out there. That's a kit car to the whole new level. I mean, I'm going to build this from scratch. That's on a whole nother level than we're talking about today.
Well, I would consider that more like a personal kit car.
Yeah, but and I agree 100%. No argument. When it comes to an actual kit car, I'm going to do a visual here, and no video or anything, but I'm going to show you 16 kit cars that you can actually buy and put together yourself. That is actually a kit car. There's a YouTuber friend, well, not friend of mine, but he's actually from Ohio that built this.
Love it.
I think this is a Caterham. I got a list here. So, here we go. This is the LB Specialist car, SRT. This is a rally B spec car. It's a Lancia Stratos, from the mid 70s. An original 400 grand, as you see here.
Yep.
This one you can get turnkey, or you can have it built yourself. You can build it yourself. For 65 grand.
That's insane.
That's I mean, it's not my personal favorite. I wouldn't.
Nope.
I don't like the Lancia look, but for 65 grand, a B spec car, that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
This is Extreme Exo Kart. It's actually kart, not kit. This is actually uses a Mazda Miata frame. You basically strip the Mazda Miata off it, and to me it looks like an aerial Atom.
100%. And which I dig the Atoms a
I
lot.
do too. I think they're gorgeous.
Oh man, they're so cool.
They are prices. This you can get for 8 to 9 grand.
And this
of course,
you can get this one in America?
It doesn't say.
Because I don't think the Atoms you can get in America.
Well, the Atom you can't, but this is like you're basically taking Mazda Miata, you're ripping everything off of it, and you add these yellow supports here. And I think all the yellow you see are add-ons to the original Miata frame, and you have basically your own aerial Atom. You're not going to be rocketing down the road, but once again, it's a stripped-down Miata. It weighs.
I don't know, man. You probably
nothing.
rock it pretty good in something that damn near weighs nothing.
Exactly. It's and for 9 grand, that's a fun little toy. This is the Ultimate RS. I love this thing. It is a V8 power, all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive supercar. You can get it built from 250 horsepower to 1,200 horsepower. However, it's pricey, 120 grand, but you built it yourself. I don't know if that's worth it. Because if I'm going to spend 121 grand, I don't want to be the one to put it together.
I guess it depends on who's making the kit.
Agreed.
And the reason I say that is because if the cheaper the kit, the more modifications you have to do to get the kit to work.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yep. Yeah, we've all had those. We bought a body kit or something, or even something for the house, and it's supposed to fit, but it doesn't.
Yep.
I get that. But for 120 grand, once again, if I have to put it together, every time I drive it, I know I put it together, and I'm wondering, did I tighten every bolt? Did I Loctite that? So
Yeah,
but
it looks like a couple of different cars, like an LM car / Koenigsegg.
yeah,
It's pretty cool. I mean, again, what are these things for? They're Saturday cruisers going to a car
yeah.
show.
This is not your
That's what it's
daily.
made for.
It's not a daily. It's. I mean, but still cheaper than a Lambo.
By a lot.
The Factory 5 MK4. It is a Shelby Cobra replica.
This is probably one of the most kitted out cars I can think of off the top of my head.
100%. Replica Shelbys are a dime a dozen.
Yep.
My buddy actually lives here. He actually built his from scratch. It looks original, but it's a fiberglass body. Now, once again, you have an original Shelby Cobra. They're $5 million plus.
Yeah, they're super expensive.
Yeah,
and I don't hate on the replicas, right? I really
don't either.
dig them. They're fun little cool cars because I think even when you know they're a replica, but the thing is you just can't get them.
Well, not only that, it's like with a replica, I would not be afraid to drive it because it's a replica. If I'm driving the original, oh no, I'm sitting at home petting it with a diaper. Period.
It's an investment.
Yeah.
At that point.
However, 14 grand, dude.
Yeah,
14, 15
cool.
grand. Not bad. Well, actually, no, it's actually a Ford Mustang donor car.
Okay. So
that's not terrible.
Yeah, you're going to get AC if you want it.
87 to 2004 Ford Mustang donor car.
Yeah, so you're going to get all the perks.
Yeah, you basically, there's so many upgrades to what is it, the 4.6 and the 5.0 that it's ridiculous. So you'd have a 1,200 horsepower fucking Cobra in a couple of weekends.
God, man, if you went GT on this car with the supercharger, that thing would sound so good with the side pipes.
Oh yeah.
This would be. I'm a Ford guy.
Yeah, and I'm not. I am, but only in I love Mustangs. Don't get me wrong.
I like Mustangs.
I'm not a Ford truck guy. I've yet to find one where I'm like, ooh, I think that's gorgeous.
I like this kit, man. This would be.
I like it.
I would 100% own.
I'm not mad at 14 grand, dude.
No.
I'm not even remotely mad.
No, not at all.
The Caterham 7170. Now this kit's been around
in Europe.
This thing's been around forever. Apparently 2 guys can put it together in a weekend. And
then go race it on Monday.
Yep. Because
this is exactly what this car is made for.
Exactly. You can get it on a Friday night, start putting it together, and by Monday morning be on the track with it.
Yep.
37 grand. I believe it comes with the motor. It uses a Lotus Super 7 replica. It's a Lotus Super 7 replica, which is a car from, I want to say, the 60s, 70s.
Again, another car we can't get here, but
you can't own.
They have a big racing market with these in Europe.
Oh yeah,
they have their own it's kind of.
They have their own events.
Yeah, it's. I would consider it an event because it's all the same cars. They actually race them together. Then there's a time trial. Then there's a course.
Well, and they do it Woodward too.
Yes, but this is a super cool little car.
Unfortunately, we can't get it in the States.
Nope.
But I'm not mad at it. For 37 grand, you can barely buy a brand new Mazda Miata for 37 grand.
I don't even know if you can get a Honda Civic anymore for $30,000.
Well, and I had a school teacher once. He bought a Mazda Miata. We used to make fun of him. And he says it's the poor man's Porsche because it's nippy. It'll get around corners like you read about it because it weighs nothing.
Yeah.
He said all the time, it's definitely not a Porsche, but it's the cheapest way to get into the mindset of having a Porsche.
I don't mind a Miata.
You don't have to help anymore.
Okay. The Beck Spider. Now, the Beck Spider is based off of what? Steve McQueen. Not Steve McQueen. What's his name? James Dean. James Dean.
This,
yes, I know you do. This is based on James Dean's little Porsche that he wrecked, little bastard. It's their special edition they're built in the States. It's basically a 1950 Porsche 550 Spider. However, 50 grand, dude.
Yeah. You know what kills me with these cars, man? I'm a sucker for 'em. The little piece over the over your back.
Yes.
Behind your head. Oh man, I don't know I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head, but I am
It's an
sucker.
aerodynamic thing.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for it.
I mean, the problem I have with the original Porsche 500s, that this is based on, I'm never a fan because they're basically just a Volkswagen Beetle with a different body.
Correct.
Am I wrong? They're light. They're a little bit lighter. They're a little bit lighter, a little bit nippier, but not much.
Every car is based off the biggest manufacturer who owns it, right? At the end of the day, I mean, Bugatti is not even Bugatti anymore.
Agreed. It's a Volkswagen.
Rimac.
Is it?
They own them now. They went a couple years ago. So they designed a new Bugatti that just got unveiled this last week.
Now, my problem with this is, couldn't you just buy a Volkswagen Beetle and put a body on it?
Sure.
I mean, probably do it for a lot less than 50 grand.
Yeah, but the time, right? It's the time. It's going in and they've already done the homework on measurements and getting all the bolt patterns right. So you spend the 50 grand. If you're clever enough to put this together.
Well,
it's going to take some room.
The beauty of doing one of these is a Beetle is about the easiest thing in the world you can take apart.
Because there's like 4 or 5 kits at least based off the Beetle. There's the old Porsche, like old Porsche from like the 30s or 40s that's based off the Beetle too. That is fucking magnificent.
Agreed. But let's be honest, the Beetle is like got the perfect frame for replica builds like this one and like the I want to say Markston, but what's that dune buggy they had?
When it's a rear engine car, right?
Yes. Because you can take a newer Porsche motor and transmission, throw in this replica, and then have a fucking rocket ship.
Well, you can put a damn V8 motor in those VW.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're like a universal car.
This one I think you're gonna like. This is the RCR D-Type. It's a Jag replica, which is a race car from the 50s. Super stupid light. I'm trying to see what base car you're using. Fiberglass body.
Yep.
36 grand, dude. I'm not mad at this at all.
No,
I'm not even a big Jag guy.
No, this is huge in the European market right here. This is a car that the new, like the ones that are in great condition, they fetch.
They're $1 million plus.
Correct.
They're $1 million plus.
Big long hoods,
and it's got that bump that you like. I'm not mad at this. I mean, it's not necessarily my forte or my first choice, but if I was going to build a garage full of kit cars, this would definitely be in it.
I mean, it's the Lamaze car. You know what I mean? It's that air at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this was I think this is right around the time where people were starting to understand aerodynamics, and Jaguar at the time had the lockdown on aerodynamics. The DF Goblin. Now, you and I talked about this earlier. This is Goon Squad, the show, the YouTube channel you both of us watch. They built one of these, and I think they built it in like 2 videos, which was like 3-4 days.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because theirs isn't quite this big, and theirs isn't quite this nice.
Yeah, and you know what? Watching them build it, you were like, okay, building a kit car is not something you can just do from one day to the next.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
But it uses the 2005 to 2010 Chevy Cobalt motor and transmission. And it's put in the back. Once again, this is another Ariel Atom kind of copy.
Yep. It's almost like we should get the Ariel Atom here in America, so we can get the kids. Is this
But
a
this
street
is-
legal car?
Yes, sir.
Oh, take my money. Take
right?
my money.
10 grand, dude.
Take my money.
10 grand. I'm gonna buy 4 of them.
Oh,
I mean,
such
you
a cool
do have
little
to
car.
you do have to source the motor from the Cobalt, but
Yep.
them Cobalts, if you get the
A dime a
Cobalt
dozen.
SS, well, the Cobalt SS is supercharged. It's like 250
Yeah,
horse.
and the Cobalt SS motor, I believe, was put in the Can-Am Slingshot as well, the 3-wheel.
Correct.
Yep.
And you go to a junkyard, you can find them all day long.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they probably have, like, for a couple extra bucks, they'll be like, yeah, we'll send you the motor. Because I think Goon Squad talked about that, but they were actually able to source one.
Dude, such a cool little fun car.
And it's quick. Like when Goon Squad built theirs, I was like, I'm not mad.
Oh man, and I think it was probably about 5, 6, maybe even 8 videos ago. They got it out and drove it. I mean, it's just a little,
and
wheel
it's
spinning
reliable.
monster.
That's the one thing you have to worry about when you're building a kit car and you're sourcing parts and stuff. Reliability. Even if it's just a toy, it's if you want to be able to get in it, start it up, like you talked about when we were talking toys.
Yep.
You want to be able to get in it, start it up, and go.
Yep.
And having the GM harness, wiring harness, and the GM motor transmission that you basically lock the front end off the car and move everything forward and lock the rear tire, lock the steering mechanism for the car.
Correct.
And it starts right up and goes. I mean, occasionally you'll probably have battery issue or whatever, but simple stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you have to put this on some type of tender because this is a fair weather car. This is a seasonal car. This is specifically.
But tell
the
me,
purpose.
my wife, your wife, you and me, 2 of these, Route 66, when we leave.
Mountain passes. I mean,
yes.
Oh.
This is like having a motorcycle that you don't have to worry about falling over. Like what's that? The tail of the dragon? This one road in Kentucky. It is like 300 turns.
Yep.
This would be fun as hell on that.
All day.
Super cool. This is the Backdraft RT4. This is another Cobra replica. This one goes for 52 grand. I think it's a little bit nicer. It's the 60s version.
It looks off though. It looks bubbly.
It does. It looks like I don't know if that's the picture. It looks like it's smaller, like not as wide.
Yeah, it looks more kit car than the other one.
Yeah,
so
and
it's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to detailing. This is turnkey though.
Oh,
you can
for
get it
52
turnkey.
grand, this is turnkey?
Pretty much. Well, it says turnkey minus rolling chassis. Which doesn't sound turnkey to me. But,
no. That
but yeah,
like the key, but you can't turn it.
Now this is another one, much like the.
Take my money.
I'm not a huge fan of the look of this one. It looks like somebody got a hold of the carbon fiber and wouldn't let go.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the roll cage.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a hot rod.
Well, I'm not a fan of that nose, but this one is based on that. It's based on the Caterham, but it uses a Mazda Miata frame.
Again, right?
Yeah, 90 to 97 Mazda Miata, 12 grand, dude.
I would have to.
So, like, let's call it 18 grand.
Yeah, I would have to redesign the roll cage, though. I'm not a big fan.
It looks weird. It looks hard to get into it.
Yeah, it's got that, like...
That crossbeam right there.
It's got that hot rod from the 50s style, but with the futuristic body. And maybe they're going for, like, that retro theme. I'm not sure. Like, I don't like the roll cage. And maybe it's the colors, too. Like, you can always go and paint that.
I don't mind the orange. I don't mind the orange rims. The roll cage just looks like an afterthought.
Yeah, the roll cage is something funky. Maybe it looks better in person.
Now you can get the complete kit for 12 grand.
You know what?
So, without the Mazda Miata donor.
Maybe it needs a spoiler.
It needs something. Something's missing.
Yeah, something.
That nose looked like it's off the tractor.
Dude, I tell you what, if they put like a 90s, like the 90s, like 1990s style, like F1 lip on the bottom of it,
Yes.
maybe that would change it up a little bit. It's kind of funky looking. It looks like a freaking shoe right now, or like a boot.
The problem is, it looks like a Caterham, but it looks like a Caterham that you drew from memory.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not mad at it for the price, but not my first choice.
No, it needs a little bit more touch.
Here you go, buddy.
You know I'm
Here
in
you
on
go.
this.
Well, it uses a Pontiac Fiero base vehicle, and it's not quite a replica of a Ferrari. It's a mix between a Ferrari Testarossa and a Lamborghini Countach. It says here, but 36 grand. Kits start as low as 40 to 150 hours. So we could build this in like 4 days.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
No, how man, are those Ferreros? I mean, they're starting to get kind of tough to find at this point, right?
They are. The problem with Fieros is there was only 1 or 2 years that they were really good. The rest of the years are mediocre, but they are prone to catch fire.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, this is an odd one because I don't. Well, first and foremost, they screwed up with the wing because that is 100% Countach. Ferrari would have never done a wing design like that.
And that's why I said this is a combination thing. You know, it's got the pop-up headlights. It's got the, what is that, Magnum PI kind of front end. I love that.
Yeah. And then the Testarossa is missing way too many fins for it to be considered a Testarossa. And what is the price of this? $9,000?
Well, the kit starts from $9,000 to $36,000.
Maybe
you
the
get a complete
$36,000 kit. I hope we're not looking at the $36,000
I think we are, because the $36,000 kit is a complete car. You're ready to, it's turnkey. You get in and go.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what?
I'm not mad at that.
Then.
We don't got to build it
on that. For a fun little zip around.
I mean, you could daily this. You could daily this.
I think that's about all you could do with this is daily. It's not made for a garage.
Once again, if the right tuning on the right motor, in being a rear-wheel drive vehicle or mid-engine, whatever, another Dragon run. Tail the Dragon run with this. If it handles well, I'm not mad. This one I'm not 100% sure on.
American kit too, because the guy's on the correct side of the car.
Yeah, this I'm not 100% sure on. This is the it's basically a Volkswagen Jetta turned into a little bitty pickup truck.
I believe that was based off the Australian style pickup.
Correct. Yeah, because they call it a Ute.
Yeah, super cool.
$4,000, dude. You need a 95 to 2010 Volkswagen, and then obviously you're gonna have to do some cutting and flaring. But for $4,000,
I like it.
I'm not mad.
I'm really not sure why this truck didn't make it to the States, because it was a massively popular vehicle over there.
Well, the one in Australia has the V8. It's based on the Pontiac GTO.
Yeah, there's a couple of there's a Ford.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I got a text from a customer. There's a Ford that we don't get here that Europe had or somewhere else, and it came with a V8, and they do a ton of racing. It's like some car, and it's like a family car. But there's some really cool cars that we do not get here in the States. But there's also some dumpster fires that we don't get here in the States.
I'm not mad at this, but I kind of call it a dumpster fire for the simple fact it's a front wheel drive, which means if you put too much weight in the bed, you're not really going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this truck hauls anything. This truck specifically.
And let's be honest, it's a Volkswagen Jetta or Golf, which means it barely hauls ass. So
I would assume this kit probably comes with the label saying "Do not tow." Obviously, you can tell from the picture there isn't any towing mechanisms.
I do like the exhaust though.
Yeah, I don't think that's the actual exhaust. I think it's just probably it just looks it.
I understand that, but it does look cool like that.
I think it's pretty neat of a vehicle.
It's different. It's different
here again.
It's different, and it's only $4,000. So if you got a Volkswagen Golf or a Jetta laying around, you do this to it, and you're a cool guy at a car show.
100%, because no one knows what it is.
Exactly.
I don't hate on this for $4,000.
Here you go, buddy.
Yeah. Well,
The RCR 917. This is the Porsche race car from the, I want to say the 70s. I believe it says here.
tiny little
Tiny car.
Tiny car. If you stood up next to this,
Oh,
this
it is
probably
like
below your hip.
35 inches tall.
Yes.
It is stupid small.
Immaculately small, and it seats 2 people.
And this one, you could put a flat 12 or flat 6 in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can even run an LS Chevy in it.
Yep.
51 grand, dude.
Yep.
I mean, it's not. Is it? I guess they would make it street legal.
There's a Shmee 150 just done. He done a video with one. I want to say a few months ago, where he went and rode in one on the ice lakes. The guy had one out there, and they both got in it. I mean, it was tighter than a tick's ass.
This has got 2 frame, front and rear. I mean, this thing's built, boy.
It's the guy had one, and they were giving it the beans.
And it's
pretty cool.
You know, I bet you it sounds great with a flat 12.
Yeah, but you know, from this picture, it's like, oh, this is a car. But when you see it in real life, you're like, I could pick
It's
this
a
thing up and
go-kart.
put it in my pocket.
Yeah,
And it is. It's impressively tiny, like kind of scary. Like if you get in a wreck,
you're dead.
It's no more. There's nothing left of you.
Well, now we get into the fun stuff. The 40 to 41 Willys. This is a fiberglass car, I believe. 17 grand. You use I think it comes with everything.
See, my only problem with cars like this is there's such a huge following.
Oh yeah.
And these cars, there's no shortage of parts that you can order from 100 manufacturers for this car.
Agreed.
So you cannot show up to a car show ever in this thing. You literally
You can't even go. It's like you going out and buying your dream Ferrari. You go to the gas station, it takes you 3 hours to get out of there because everyone wants to look at it.
Or you're getting completely made fun of.
Oh yeah.
I would think I would.
Yeah, but once again, at the end of the day, you look at them and do what I do. Like, where's your 41 Willys? That's what I thought. Shut up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So neither one of you have one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'm
not mad at it.
No.
I mean, once again, it's not a daily. This is
it's an American car. This is the way I view it. It's an American car. We should be able to get these parts because it was made here. There's different.
Well, the problem is, it's a
like
1940s car. It's a 1940s car. If you go find a 40s car, you're looking at 10 years of just getting the body ready to go on a frame because you can see through the Swiss cheese. I would rock this motherfucker every day. Like I'd show up to work at this because it's a Wednesday and it's a nice sunny day.
Yeah, but you live in Cancun. I live in the United States.
No, I get that, but it's one of those things. It's like it's a nice sunny day out. You paid 17. Let's call it. You got 30 grand in it for a car.
I think the
that
only
original,
way you're not getting made fun of is if your wife or your kids are in the car.
Oh no,
that's my
I don't
honest opinion.
No, because even the old guys, old guys when they see these things, they start telling you stories about, oh, I had one of those back when I was 16, and it's a I get what you're saying about being made fun of because it's a kit car, but you paid less than 40 grand building it full, and you have a 1940 Willys.
Yeah.
And if you do
I
it right,
hate on it.
keep your mouth shut.
Yeah. This is just cool as crap right here.
Well, this is a Ford T bucket. It's a 27 Ford T. I'm not mad at this. 23 grand is not terrible.
I like it.
And the beauty of the old Fords from the 20s and 30s is you can put any motor in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an H frame. It's dime a dozen, but once again, it's kind of cool. It's kind of right up there with the Willys. It's not an original, but who the fuck can afford an original? Here you go, buddy. The Toronto Sport Car Ford Replica GT40. once again, original car. You're looking millions because there was only like what, 5 of them?
There's currently one for sale through Normal Guys Supercar. They have one. He actually, the owner has one, and he's got it for sale. It's expensive. It's not that much. But if
what's
a replica,
expensive? What's
if
expensive?
this is the replica right here, this is fucking spectacular.
Oh, it's gorgeous. And once again, you didn't spend $10 million. So you're not mad at yourself if somebody dings it or hits it in a parking lot with a shopping cart. Not that you would be in a shopping cart with it, but you know what I mean? This is not something you're afraid to drive.
Yes.
And here's the kicker. Starting at 11 grand, buddy.
This is it. The kit quality obviously is a concern, but if the kit quality
for
is
11 grand, yeah. Well, it's definitely going to be a fiberglass car.
100%.
But
this is super cool because of the race livery. Hey, Jack, my daily driver, if my work daily driver is a big ass Ford van, it's a 2003 2500 or something. It's freaking brand new, and my car is a Porsche Boxer.
Yeah. So,
and it's gonna have an SUV. It's an Infinity EX something SUV. I don't know. Yeah, I have a brand new Ford van. It's the one that's super tall and super freaking long. It's 2023.
Oh, you got one of them big ones.
Yeah.
Turtle shell on it?
Yes. Yeah, I can daily my Boxer, no problem. It's fun. 5-speed, it's super fun car then, but when it's just me or just my wife and I'll take the Boxer out. Obviously it's a 2-seater, but when we got the kids or we feel like, having a little bit more comfort, we will take her Infinity EX something.
My daily is under construction. It's the 97 Mitsubishi Eclipse. I got another one for you. This is one page. It's not a whole bunch of cars in it. You and I, we talked about this last episode. This is a replica. This is a kit. This is the same car you see in Suicide Squad, Joker driving. Uses an Infinity G35. There's the kit itself.
Super cool platform.
With the interior package or a convertible package. Not terribly priced. You're looking at 16 grand for exterior. Interior kit's $5 grand. You can do the scissor door package for another $2,300. You can get the whole kit for around 18 grand.
100%. This is a purchase for me.
Oh yeah.
The G35 is a good platform. You can get it in a 2-door, 4-door. It's pretty solid car. It's okay, fast-ish enough. This kit is super fun. The reason I like this kit is because it's not based off of a manufactured car.
Exactly. So and it's got that people look at it and go, "What the hell is it?" Like for instance, Shaquille O'Neal owns one. This is the car from Suicide Squad, and of course, we talked about the Monster Garage one they fucked up.
So simple. I'll answer that. What do I go get my groceries in? Both. Some people don't know Porsches have a frunk and a trunk, and the trunk is impressively deep.
Yes, it is.
I can get well more than 7 days worth of groceries in my car with my wife sitting in the passenger seat. We have done it multiple times. I'm just like, screw it. I need to drive the car. Let's go drive it. And we'll go, get the groceries. But yeah, it holds a crap load of anything. I have not had an issue hauling daily stuff.
Now, on the last visual I have here, Benj, is my dream car. And as soon as I have the money, I will order this kit because I'm going to build it. And you and I talked about one of my all-time favorite movies, American Graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
John Milner's 1932 5-window coupe. Here are the prices. You got, builder's packages. You pick the one from 17, called 18 grand to 27 grand.
I like this car.
I love this car. Now, it doesn't come with a motor. You do get the rolling chassis. Well, I think the builder's kit, you get all the parts. The builder's package D, I think, comes with everything, like rolling chassis built. But there's the rolling chassis, and it like the wheels, the original wheels from the movie. Everything's there. It's perfect, and it is a steel body car. It's not fiberglass. So this is, there's one with the Nerf bar that John Milner has on the movie car. Their interior kits, everything is included. This is amazing.
Ooh, that's a fun car, Jack. I would love to have one of those.
This is like, I've loved the 32 Ford since the first time I ever saw that movie. And for, like I said, what I say, 27 grand? That's not bad. And
as long as you have a motor sitting around, for sure.
Well, yeah, but once again, being like we were talking about that T-bucket, motors for 20s and 30s Fords, anything will fit. You go to the junkyard, you find anything with a V8, and it'll fall right in.
Sure.
So my preference would probably be, I would of course want the original motor from the movie, which was a Chevy motor, but I kind of want to put an LS in it for reliability. But, like I said, when it comes to kit cars, we've all seen the bad ones. I could have showed pictures of bad ones. I thought about it, but I was like, you know what? We all know what a bad kit car looks like.
Yep.
And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, making a good kit car comes down to doing it right.
From the manufacturer.
Well, not just the manufacturer, but like if you're putting it together, if you have two panels left and right and they don't line up, you have to trim it. You have to, adjust it. You have to learn how to do that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I think this would be good. Like Steven was talking about in the first episode we did. Steven's talking about he always wanted to build a car with his dad. Mm-hmm. Well, this is something that I could hand to Glick, and his son and him could put it together. A kit car. The one thing Goon Squad talked about when they built that Cobalt powered car, it came with color instructions step by step. Now, not all kit cars do that.
Manufacturer, in my opinion, right? It starts with the manufacturer. When you have a manufacturer who does the detailed work, and they don't want to just sell you one kit car. You know what I mean? They want to sell only one, but you tell your friends, and then they're able to
word of mouth is what sells anything.
If you have a good experience, you're not fucking recommending it. You're not. YouTube video again. A lot of companies that do stuff like this are relying on their customers to do YouTube videos. They're marketing for them, and fucking Goon Squads is a huge channel.
It's huge. It's massive.
Yeah. So that when you do things like that and you do it right, and then you're getting a marketing done for you, not for free. Goon Squads gave them money, and then Goon Squads marketed.
I think they did the collaboration with.
I'll have to go back and watch. It's been a while.
I do too. Video. It's been a while. I do have to rewatch, but I think because they went to the manufacturer and they saw how, because it comes with, it's a full frame car, with a roll cage and everything. And they were showing how they welded up and, that their jig and all that stuff. You know what? I'm not mad at that, Jack. I kind of want to do that too. Unfortunately, we don't have custom license plates here. But the Hawk-Tua license plate, and Benji, I'll have to show you a video of what that means. Benji's not on social. Well, yeah, but you're not on social media, so.
I have YouTube.
Okay. She got fired. I'm kind of mad. Because she's a preschool teacher, and they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "I get it."
She was just trying to dust the cobwebs off of it and just give someone.
Yeah, she did. But like I said, when it comes to kit cars, you got to do your research. I mean, you can go crazy like the dude that built that 17-year build, and he English wheeled everything, which I'm sorry, impressive as hell. Anybody's ever used an English wheel?
And he still got all 10 fingers?
Amen to that. And no bruises. Because like you English wheel and you get that purple fingernail for like 6 years. But that's impressive. And
Beyond impressive.
I could not do it. You know, I couldn't name 10 people off the top of my head that I personally know that could.
Yeah, I don't think I can name anyone off the top of my head.
I mean, you're talking about a flat sheet of metal, and then you got a fucking Lamborghini Countach from '92.
Man, it was all the investment of time he made
for less than a brand new truck.
Yeah, but how old was that video too, though?
Well, yeah, I think that video would, I think he started in '90. He said.
So
like
all the way to 2007. So 2007.
Yeah, 2007 is when he pulled it out.
Yeah, but that sucked for him because then he tried to sell it, and that's when the freaking crash happened in 2008.
Yeah.
It's kind of
yeah, but he still got what, 20 grand over what he paid to build it.
Yeah. So he got 65 in it, sold it for 89 or something like
that.
Yeah,
that's not terrible. I mean, now if I would have built that, I don't think I would have sold it. I'm like, what's next?
Yeah.
But
well,
you take that 89.
So tell him what he's doing now, right? Because
exactly. He could be building. I'm building the Porsche that killed Paul Walker.
Something tells me that he put a garage door in that.
That would have been my first thing. I'm like, okay, we already got this holes there. Somebody call me a garage door company because this is here. Let's put another project in here.
Correct. Good for him, man, for going out and doing what he wanted to do. And I don't hate on it. It's like much respect. There's a video game called The Sims. It's a massive video game. So the guy who created that was creating other video games before that, right? And then he was like, but I was bored once I created the video games. I had more fun creating the video games than I had playing the video games. That was the whole point of The Sims. That's how he created it.
I think that's kind of like when you build a car from scratch, like dude did with the Lambo. It stops becoming about the car.
At 17 years, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, 17 years, Jesus Christ! I'd have beat that thing with a sledgehammer like 14 times.
It would have been about the car if he could have done it in, I would say, 3 years or less.
Right.
It would have been about the car.
Yeah, but it wouldn't look the same. Like this dude was meticulous.
Clearly, it was about the build.
Yeah, and 89 grand. That's not a terrible price either. Like I would pay that if I had it, because that car is it. You could mistake it for an original. It's that good. A lot of kit cars you see,
he designed it to spec.
Right, and a lot of kit cars you see, you could be like, yeah, that's not real.
Correct.
And anybody that tries to pass off a real one for a fake one for a real one, they're an asshole.
There's shit Countach kits out there. I mean, they're terrible. It looked like the windows, because I don't know if some people know, Countach has really tiny
those
windows.
half windows.
Actually, Goon Squad just released part 3 on the building their BMW M3 right now. Nice. The video just dropped.
Nice.
And so it looked like his was a little bit bigger, but his could pass for an actual car because it looked like it was built to spec. Front headlights are the same. The rear tail lights are the same. It had a Euro spec spoiler on it. So I mean, he wasn't just building a car. I mean, this bitch was manufacturing a car.
Well, my question is I bet you could probably put that next to a real 92 Countach 5000S, and you might find one difference. Where if you and I built it,
probably better.
Yeah, well, probably. But if you and I built one over the course of, let's say, 4 years, you park it next to a real Countach, you'd be like, yeah, Benji and Jeff's is the fake one. We figured. Because we're not going to put that kind of time in it because we're like, fuck it, let's go drive it.
Yep.
This guy had 17 years and he never got to drive it until 2007.
He had to dig it out from his house.
I mean, I built a car in my garage when I was 14, and it took me a year. But I took it out on the road to test the transmission, to test them. He didn't do that.
How
the
the hell do you
restraint
how do you get an engine down there?
parts, piece by piece.
You have to. But that block has got to be a heavy bastard.
Well, not really, because it's a cast iron block. You know, he said it's a Ford. It's probably a 427 Ford. It's not light. I guarantee. I give you that.
It's not light. Yeah, you're not talking about carrying a loaf of bread down.
Well, I'm sure you get. Well, it didn't show. Like he might have like a doorway on that side of that house, kind of thing.
Maybe.
Or built an elevator.
I put like a dumbwaiter style thing in.
Right. Well, and I saw that the other day. I actually sent it to Connor because he's got so many floors. This guy built a dumbwaiter in his garage that went up to above his garage, and that's actually not hard to do.
No.
And this guy obviously has the skill to do it.
Yeah.
But once again, this guy knows what the hell he's doing, so he probably built some pulley system where it weighed 3 ounces to him.
Sure.
But it was able to get down the stairs or whatever. Or you get enough people together and be like, hey, guys, I'll buy beer and pizza. Help me carry this 427 down my stairs.
I would, to be honest, he's probably the guy who built something.
Yeah, agreed. He probably built he turned his stairs into like a collapsible ramp.
Yeah. He sounds like he wants to build. And good for him.
Hey, I want to look up his YouTube channel and see what he's building now. I'm watching a couple people build cars that are one-off, but some of them are so damn boring.
Yeah,
they're just so smart that they go way over your head, even as a car guy, and you're just like, I can't, dude.
You're interested in the car build, not the car engineering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's pretty much the end of the show tonight. Look at that, right on the hour dot. So let's go ahead and we'll wrap up here and we'll play our intros and outro, and then we'll be back and sign off.
Hey, Lori, what in the hell are you doing in there? Is she gonna ride with you?
Mind your own business, John.
Yeah, she's going with me. You take care of yourself, man.
She was in a band robber and making motors blow. So what the school asked her just how fast she liked to go. She said, how many cubic inches you got where it counts? I told her 125 inch, but my motor mounts. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod ain't enough for her. She didn't say a word. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. And I'm in my rod to pose. She's a hot rod whore. In the bag, she's hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. She don't need to know your son, just your token power. She's hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. They're shining my rods up pose. She's a hot rod whore. Hot rod. Your shoot. She's hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. If you're right to first speed, it's guaranteed. I've gone to shower with hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Hot rod whore. Just minding my rod to pose. She's a hot rod whore.
There you go. In the beginning of our intro there, that yellow car you see, that's American Graffiti. That is the 32 Ford from American Graffiti. It's kind of funny and kind of special to me because my dad's favorite car is a 55 Chevy, which is what Harrison Ford is driving. And then John Milner's driving the 32-4, my favorite car. I don't know if there's a correlation there, but it is what it is. So that is our show tonight. Benji, thank you for coming, sir. What is your outro, sir?
I will say, if you have $50,000, you can drive something that looks like your dream car.
There you go. Hey, I'm not mad at it. Hey,
Nope.
And I'll leave everybody with, kit cars can be cool. Let's be honest.
I agree.
But yeah, once again, we are on the Nonsensical Network. You can check it out at bio.link/nonsensical network. Monday nights, once again, is Men Caring for Men. Basically, I'm dealing with men's emotional shit. Bring your tissues. Of course, Benji and I will be here next week on Tuesday for another Jeff's Garage, where I don't even know what we're going to do. I have a couple of ideas. But yeah, if it's in the garage, we're going to talk about it. Tomorrow is, of course, What the Fuck News, where I have to come up with a news story. But we have different segments. We're going to do sports. We're going to do weird shit. We're going to do some conspiracies.
Ooh.
Well, I always do the conspiracy. I don't know why, but
They're my favorite.
believe it or not, they're the hardest thing to fucking look up. And then, of course, Talking Shit. I think they're interviewing somebody. Go figure. Is on Thursdays. And then Glick is working on that collab with, I think it's the Women Who Rock concert. The girl he interviewed last Friday.
Yeah, Julie or something like that?
Jewel in the Howl.
Yeah.
She's introducing him to 3 other girls. They're actually doing a kind of like a tour or a concert called the Women Who Rock. Mm-hmm. And so he's looking at trying to interview them all.
That's kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I kind of wish I was Glick for that one day. Just saying. She's kind of hot. And then, of course, Saturday is our flagship show, the Nonsensical Nonsense Show, where we open the doors, let you come in and say your 2 pieces. We just ask that you keep your 1 piece in your pants and camera on. The only reason we ask for your camera on is we've been burned before. And then as soon as Steven's up and running, we'll start announcing his show on Sundays. But yeah, that's it for tonight, folks. So bye. I'm going to hit the button.
See ya.